So around a month back, I was able to watch the brand new film from Brazil, I'm Still Here, not knowing that it was going to get nominated for Best Picture. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about the movie, but also why I believe it deserves every Oscar nomination it got, including the stunning Best Picture nomination that caught everyone off guard. So we're going to discuss it. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you love about it down below. Let me know if those Oscar nominations surprised you, if it deserved them, and if it's got a shot to win. Let's discuss. First off, in case you're curious, this movie is all about a mother who is forced to reinvent herself when her family's life is shattered by an act of arbitrary violence during the tightening grip of a military dictatorship in Brazil, 1971. A heartbreaking film directed by Walter Salles starring Fernanda Torres. That is a name that has just been like ingrained in my brain for the last several months, right? The Golden Globe win for her was really cool to see, but I was still nervous about her chances of getting in because, at the end of the day, the Academy Awards, they often don't put everyone in that deserves it. They often put movies and performances in there that I feel like are a little overrated, and my fear for Fernanda Torres was that she was going to get snubbed for somebody not as good because I believe she was one of the 5 best performances of last year. And I'm talking overall. Like, what she does in this movie is stunning because, frankly, after the first 20 minutes, she has to carry almost the entire thing on her shoulders. Now, that's not to say the cast members playing her family, they're not good, because they are good. There's some true emotion coming from them, and those who are with her character concerned about the whereabouts of her husband. Everyone does a nice job. But the emotional turmoil that we see her going through, also the idea of having to carry everything, and as a character, on her shoulders following the disappearance of her husband. That's a lot to put on an actor, and Fernanda Torres takes every bit of that, runs away with it, and delivers some of the best emotional work of the year. Now, Torres plays Eunice. Her husband is a congressman, but also an outspoken critic towards the newly instituted military dictatorship in Brazil. And we see an example in the beginning scenes of the film where, their daughter and a couple of friends are involved in a traffic stop. Frankly, the way they're being treated, it's not great. And so you start to see this build up slowly, but then you go back to the happy family that's just spending time together. They're living their lives. And then all of a sudden, all of that, every ounce of it, is taken away from them when her husband is taken in the middle of the night. No one knows where he's gone. No one knows why he's gone. And they're all trying to figure it out. Well, at least she is, because she's not really informing the kids of what's going on. You don't blame her, but at the same time, you can understand the worry coming from the children. And so this family, in the blink of an eye, is torn apart. And being based on the story that this revolves around, and not really just talking from my perspective, not knowing a lot about this, right? I was somewhat aware of this dictatorship, but I didn't really know how intense this story was going to be, but really how the real life situation was. And, to see this play out before my eyes, first of all, loving the history of it, just learning, but also being devastated and impacted. Like, as a new father, watching this family being torn apart and seeing this political drama play out based on this memoir that's just so gut-wrenching and heartbreaking was special. I mean, it's a special experience. It's not one that's going to, you're going to walk out happy afterward. But that feeling of devastation mixed with the emotions and how it all kind of comes together by the end. I think there are some beautiful scenes and moments towards the latter half of this film that, as sad and emotional as the beginning of this movie is, and really most of it up until the end, and then to get an emotional payoff at the end of the film is awesome. And I love to see it. And it's one of those things that, this story could have been told in so many different ways. It could have included characters that felt less grounded. It could have included moments and circumstances that they could have taken advantage of to maybe implement more action or make it feel more like a thriller. They never do that. This story is told as it should have been told, grounded, calm in moments, and then all of a sudden, you're devastated. And so I thought, I'm Still Here is a movie that you look at in the grand scheme of 2024. And I genuinely believe this. It's as good as it possibly could have been. And how many films can you say that about from 2024? And that's why initially, I had it in my top 25 movies of last year. But after going back and watching all of the Best Picture nominees again, I moved it up. I moved it into my top 12 because the experience combined with the emotion, combined with just how important this story is, and then how passionate the community is. Like, I go to some of my videos covering I'm Still Here, and so many individuals from Brazil in my comments section supporting me in my videos. I don't deserve that, but also showcasing that passion and telling me, hey, Austin, we want you to talk more about this. Like, that is so cool to see. So enthusiastic on their part, but it's warranted. Like sometimes people get behind movies and the amount of love it gets, I'm kind of like, okay, they just like it because they like it. But this movie warrants the love and warrants the excitement behind the nominations. Now, we got to look at I'm Still Here and what it was able to do. The reason why I was so stunned in my video is because this film had such a small chance of getting a Best Picture nomination. We look at precursors, and this isn't me hating, right? You have to look at the precursors for these movies that were nominated. I'm Still Here didn't really have any precursors, like at all. This is going beyond everything that we know as Oscar predictors. Like, I've been doing this for 5+ years now. You got to look at indicators. You got to look at Critics' Choice, PGA, SAG, Golden Globes, and yet Fernanda Torres has gotten in a couple of places, and so her nomination, while surprising, was not stunning. I was surprised because they often don't give the people on the edge that deserve it a nomination. They did that. That was amazing. The international feature film nomination wasn't shocking. We all knew that was coming, but that was also amazing. But what really got me was when it got in for Best Picture, not having none, zero precursors that it was going to get in for Best Picture. We were over here talking about A Real Pain and Sing Sing, and are those going to get in, or is it going to be Nickel Boys? Is it going to be... No, I'm Still Here was the one that snuck in. And I say snuck in because of those precursors, but if we're looking at it from a quality standpoint, it deserves to be there. It's one of the big dogs, right? This isn't a movie that slipped in because of certain... No, this movie got in because it deserved it. And one thing that I'm happy with, the voters giving this film the time of day, which is amazing. When Fernanda got in, I should have understood, okay, they've clearly watched the movie because they put Fernanda Torres in. I believe that Golden Globe speech helped. But then, watching the movie, understanding the quality of it, those are two different things. They got it. And they deservedly put it in the 10 nominees. And so, when I do and this is coming down the road, I'm going to do my list of nominees that deserve to get in and what I would have put in instead. I'm Still Here is going to be on my list. It is one of the most well-made films of last year, bar none, absolutely. And so for it to get in is pretty spectacular. Now, I want to talk about its chances to win each of these categories, because there's another little movie out right now that everyone's talking about, some controversy behind it. If you want to check that out, go to my video. We've discussed Carla Sofia Gascon, what's going on there heavily, and I think that's hurting it because Oscar voting hasn't taken place yet. And Emilia Perez got 13 nominations at the Oscars. I believe it's ridiculous because I believe the movie isn't very good, but it's there. And because of that, it has become one of the favorites in a lot of these categories. Well, with the controversy behind Emilia Perez and this late surge, this push, this love for I'm Still Here, I think this movie has a better chance at international feature film than a lot of people think. If we look at Awards Expert and Gold Derby, it is the very clear and consensus number 2 in both of those categories. But even going to the experts' votes, 36% chance from the experts, 40% chance from the editors, from top 24 users who are often voting on Gold Derby, a 45% chance to win. If you would have told me that like a week and a half ago, I would have unfortunately said, Emilia Perez is going to win because Emilia Perez, people love it for some stupid reason. The industry loves it. Well, now that this controversy is shrouding that movie, and we're getting this late surge of love for I'm Still Here, some of the experts are weighing in and saying, hey, this film has a better chance than people are even starting to say. And a 61% chance from users, okay, I understand that. People don't like Emilia Perez. But people are coming to bat for I'm Still Here in a week where no one is going to bat for Emilia Perez. That late surge and that controversy, I might be changing my tune on I'm Still Here's chances at International Film, man. I really might be. And that is, from where we were 2 weeks ago, that's an insane thought. Like, I never would have imagined that. And I'm here for it. I'm still here for it.
He said it. He said it.
No, seriously, I am. If this wins International Feature Film, I'm going to be so happy, man. You don't understand. I'm going to be so freaking proud. Almost. I'm not even from Brazil. If you're watching and you're from Brazil, will you feel proud like you accomplished something if this wins International Feature? I will, because of my disdain for Emilia Perez getting all of these nominations, and then I'm Still Here, just like, this movie deserves it. It's also insane to me when we look at Best Actress, because Mikey Madison had won everything for months. Every critic award you could imagine, and a couple of those precursors. Demi Moore kind of split the other half of the precursors and has been getting the love. But here comes Fernanda Torres, coming in at the last second, getting that coveted Oscar nomination. And now, according to experts, according to editors, according to the top 24 users, and of course, again, the users with the passion for I'm Still Here, 53%. Now, if you're asking me, I'm saying Demi Moore still has the best chance to win. She's got the narrative. I believe that is a nomination, a performance that does deserve to win. But I'm also in the camp of, if Fernanda Torres, who has the second best chance, somehow above Mikey Madison, gets it done, gets the win, I'm not going to be upset. Fernanda Torres deserves this. And the fact that she's number 2 right now against Carla Sofia Gascon, again, the controversy, that's hurting her. But Emilia Perez has 13 nominations. Even Cynthia Erivo, Wicked was one of the biggest, most successful movies of last year. And then Mikey Madison, who had won every critic award, Fernanda Torres is over her in the predictions. Like, holy moly. Now, I still believe Demi Moore gets it done, but do not sleep on Fernanda Torres and her chance to get this win, get this victory, come out and steal it. Now, if all of those things happen, if I'm Still Here has International Feature and Best Actress, then I am in the camp of this movie has a better chance of winning Best Picture than people think. Now, if you go over to Gold Derby, its chances are low. If you go over to Awards Expert, its chances are low. It's in the 8 or 9 or 10 spot in all of them, because it is the film that slipped in at the last second. There's no denying that. But man, we talk about a late surge, and I'm not even going to put it in my top 3 or 4. I still think The Brutalist, Conclave, Honora, and we'll see what happens with Emilia Perez. I think those top 3 have the best chance to win. But we at least have to say, and I'm saying it out loud, if things go I'm Still Here's way, I'm not going to throw it out. I'm not going to just toss it and say there's no shot. I think it has a very little chance to win Best Picture, but as a massive fan of the film and as someone who can see this surge of love, I'm not going to throw it out. That's all I'm saying. And people who are, you've got to understand, if things go in a certain way, its chances are not dead for Best Picture. I can't believe we're here, folks. I love this. Look, if you want to follow along my Oscar journey, we're doing Oscar videos every week talking about the Emilia Perez drama. We're ranking the Best Picture nominees. I'm going to rank some of the other nominees this week. You'll see where I fall on Fernanda Torres as a whole and that performance, that nomination. So I appreciate the love, but I am here, I'm still here, talking about how much I love this movie. God, I had to drop my score just because it is technically a review video, but just in case you didn't know how much I love this movie, man, it is, it's a very special film. And so if you all are here, if you want to drop a like on this video, that would be amazing. Very supportive. It helps the channel, helps the video, but also get in that comments section. Let me know, express your love for the film, and follow along my Oscar journey over the next couple of weeks as we get closer to my Oscar reaction video. This weekend is the Critics' Choice Awards. We're going to have some videos on that. All right, guys, much love. Appreciate it big time. I'll see you soon.